It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Adnams Southwold, and this is a can of their Blood Orange Session IPA. It's part of their Jack brand. Now their Jack brand is their little 330ml cans of craft beer. Adnams have got a little, I say little, it's probably quite large, but a nice quality craft brewery that complements their larger brewery down there. So Fergus down there, the head brewer, can have a little bit of a play around with different styles, and if the styles work out, if they're popular, if they sell, then they upscale that beer then to the bigger brewery. It just means that you're not messing around with thousands of pounds worth of malt. It's all done on small scale. You can do your research. If it doesn't quite work out, you haven't lost an awful lot of money. So that's their Jack brand, that's their small craft brewery down at Adnams. Ignore the little bit of condensation on the can. The beer has been out the fridge for about 40 minutes, so it's a lovely temperature now. Yeah, let's get this Blood Orange Session IPA out into a glass and see what we get. It was £1.29 for the can, and it is available, has been available in my local Lidl. Wow, that is a clean looking glass of beer. If you think of a Blood Orange Session IPA, maybe in your mind you would be thinking that the colour of the beer might be a little bit more orange, a darker colour, but this is looking like a Pilsner. This is looking like a really clean, crisp Czech Pilsner here. It's got a one finger white head, good levels of even carbonation rolling up the glass. That looks spectacular. For a beer, that looks incredible. Would I prefer a little bit of sediment, a little bit of haze? Probably. It means that there's going to be a little bit more flavour in the beer. But I'm not going to completely write it off yet, because I know Adnams produce some terrific beers. It's very light, very straw coloured. No haze whatsoever, no sediment. Let's get the aroma. It smells pretty decent. £1.29 if I haven't mentioned it already, in Lidl. Light malt, light grist malts coming through, a slight wafer flavour. A little bit of spicy pepperiness coming through. And you definitely get a slight orangey flavour coming through. Whether that's hops, I would like to think it was hops. Or whether they've used some kind of orange concentrate. We'll dig into that. I think the taste will give in and let out the beer's secrets. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Ooh. I'm going to say so far, there's been a running theme. The only beer that didn't have that running theme through it was this Arbor 12 miles north, the cold IPA, that I've also picked up in Lidl. But the rest of the beers, I've drunk about 5 or 6 of these beers now. They've got a running theme through them, and that is a theme of the brewers really struggling to put a beer together for that £1.29 price point. Even Adnams, they're a rather large regional brewery. They've got a fantastic reputation. Even these guys, just having one or two sips of this beer, you can tell that they've been scratching their heads down at the brewery, wondering how they can squeeze out any quality for that £1.29 price point. There's not an awful lot going on. You got a little bit of carbonation, pushing the beer on the inside of the mouth. And then you get this kind of blood orange flavour, followed by a bitter astringency. This is not like Adnams. This is really not like Adnams. I'm surprised. I think going forward, I think there's going to be some breweries who are going to realise that they are kind of damaging their reputation by trying to get a beer into Lidl at that £1.29 price point. It just seems like it's an impossible task. It's such a difficult thing to do. I like Ghost Ship by Adnams. I absolutely love Broadside. They have some terrific beers out there. They've done collaborations with Beavertown and Magic Rock. They've recently done a collaboration, I believe, with Sierra Nevada Brewing Company. They're a really likeable brewery, a likeable regional brewery that really hold on to the quality of craft brewing. I did an interview with Fergus on our YouTube channel. If you want to watch that interview, we have a few beers, we have a bit of fun. That was all good, but this, I'm afraid, this is, I think, a step too far down in quality. I'm not really enjoying it. I'm not really enjoying the astringency, the bitter astringency on the back end. I'm not really enjoying the blood orange flavour. It doesn't seem like they've used hops here to produce that blood orange flavour, which I know that they can produce, these breweries, because I mention it a lot in my reviews. This is more of a synthetic ice cream concentrate of a blood orange flavour, and it's a real shame. It's a real shame. I'm not enjoying that. But rather than point all of the fingers at the breweries who have got involved with this Lidl Craft Beer Festival, maybe we should point the fingers directly at Lidl and say, hey, if you're asking brewers to walk a tightrope in terms of what you're going to pay them for the beer to put on that shelf, where everybody, you know, Lidl makes a good margin on it, the brewer probably makes next to no margin whatsoever, then maybe Lidl should stop with these festivals, because it's doing nobody any favours. It's not doing Lidl any favours. It's not doing the brewers any favours. Maybe it's not doing the craft beer drinkers any favours either, because if you're new to craft beer and you taste all of these Lidl Beer Festival craft beers, then you're probably going to turn back and buy yourself a pint of Heineken or a pint of Carling or a pint of Foster's like you used to do, and you'll turn your back on craft beer and wonder what all the fuss is about. Trust me, if you're watching this for the first time, if you're new into craft beer, there's a lot better craft beers out there than these beers from Lidl Craft Beer. I'm not going to directly point the finger at Adnams here. I've not had, in fact, for the last 2 or 3 Lidl Craft Beer Festivals, I've not really had much in the way of quality. They've all been a bit wishy-washy, and I've got to be honest with you, I like it when I get to the end of the reviews, when I finish the reviews, I've posted the videos, and I can forget that it ever happened on the channel. Because it's not really an enjoyable experience for me to stand here slating beers. It just seems pointless for everybody. Okay, I'm going to rate this. It looks pretty good, but the alarm bells were going off straight away when I seen how clean it was. It shouldn't be as clean as this. It should have a bit of haze in it. It's just not very good. It's ice cream concentrates with a synthetic, astringent bitterness. 4.4% ABV. That's poor. That's a really, really poor beer. I'm going to say a 3 out of 10. 3 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom! Cheers.